Wanted to briefly touch on using Final Cut Pro in the A7 IV, my Big Sur Hackintosh with an i5 10600. As you can see, I don't have a dedicated graphics card, and I am editing everything off the integrated GPU within the Intel chip. When the footage is imported from the camera, I run into issues with stuttering and lag. I'm going to stop the transcoding here because eventually that does solve the problem, but I want to start editing right away. But as you can see, as I'm scrubbing through the timeline here, it's not loading. It'll slowly get better, again, as the project goes on and the clips render. We are shooting in 4K 30 at 140 megabits per second, 422. From here, we're going to jump into the settings and enable proxy recording. Now, proxy recording is going to record a lot smaller of a file that I can immediately start editing in Final Cut. So right now I'm shooting in 720p as my proxy media, 30 frames per second. Once we click back out of the menu, you can now see that we're shooting in 140 megabits per second, and the PX denotes that we are shooting in proxy. On the SD card, when you go to import the proxy clips, they're going to be in a folder called sub. Now, in order to link the full res files with the proxy clips, we needed to select all the media, go to File, Relink Files, Proxy Media. This will bring up a folder where you can see all the files that we have to locate. Hit Locate All. Navigate to where you have imported your sub file and select all the clips. You can see we have 0 of 7 files matched. That's because the proxy files have an extension on the file name that we need to get rid of. On Mac, select all the files, go to Rename, replace the text, which is SO3 in this case, with nothing. Click Rename. Go back, hit Locate All, choose, and you can see now that 7 of the 7 files are matched. Now that we have the files linked in Final Cut, we need to set the project view mode to proxy preferred. And now once we do that, the files that we're seeing are actually the 720p files that we recorded. Now we can scrub through as if these files were already converted into ProRes. These proxy files can be used as if they were the original media, and here I'm going to throw in just an adjustment layer with a LUT on it just to get the colors correct. And as you can see, I can scrub through with a LUT. And now to really show the difference between the proxy media and the 4K here, I'm going to zoom in to 100% on these leaves. I'm going to switch back to the optimized, and you can immediately see the difference in the leaves. Another thing to note is before you go to export the file, you need to switch it back to the optimized preferred and then click export, and you'll get the full res version of your files exported in your final video.